Why is Ireland divided? Why have its people been conquered, colonized, starved, and scattered, yet never silenced? Ireland's story is not just about conflict. It's about culture. It's about memory. It's about how a small island on the edge of Europe kept its voice through invasion, famine, war, and peace. This is not just a timeline. This is an epic. From the high kings of Tara to the hunger ships crossing the Atlantic, from monasteries illuminated in gold to cities lit by fire and revolution, Ireland has endured every twist of history while shaping some of its own. This is the story of how a nation was born, broken, and reborn, of how history carved borders and how people fought to live beyond them. It's not just a lesson, it's a legacy. Welcome to 1,000 years of Irish history. 1. A land divided, a spirit unbroken, Ireland. A land of green hills and gray skies, of music, myth, and war. For over 1,000 years, its people have fought invaders, kings, empires, and even each other. But behind the headlines, behind the rebellions and referendums, lies something deeper. A story of survival, of language kept alive in secret, of religion practiced in defiance, of families scattered across oceans, carrying Ireland in their hearts. This isn't just the history of a country. This is the story of a people who refused to disappear. 2. Celtic dawn. Before kings, before borders, Ireland belonged to the tribes. For centuries, Celtic clans ruled the island. Warrior poets, druids, and high kings. They built ring forts, carved Ogham stones, and passed down stories in verse. The most powerful was the High King of Tara, a figure as much legend as leader. When Christianity arrived in the 5th century, it didn't erase the old ways. Saints like Patrick, Bridget, and Columba became icons. Monks turned the island into a beacon of learning. Manuscripts like the Book of Kells preserved ancient wisdom in gold and ink. Ireland was called the land of saints and scholars, but that peace wouldn't last. 3. Vikings and Normans. In the 9th century, longships appeared on the horizon. Vikings raided monasteries and founded cities: Dublin, Waterford, Limerick. They brought trade, chaos, and new blood to the Irish mix. Over time, they settled and intermarried. Viking kings ruled as Irish lords. Then came the Normans in 1169, armored knights sent by an Irish king seeking help against rivals. But once they arrived, they stayed. Castles rose. Irish law was pushed aside by English rule. But the invaders became more Irish than the Irish themselves, until the English crown reasserted control, and Ireland's long struggle with England began. 4. Reformation, rebellion, and resistance. Ulster became a plantation. Rebellions broke out, crushed brutally. In the 1600s, Oliver Cromwell unleashed fire and famine. Entire towns were slaughtered. Thousands were sent to the Caribbean as slaves. By the 1700s, Irish Catholics faced the penal laws, bans on voting, landowning, even education. And yet, the Irish endured. 5. The Great Hunger. In 1845, a blight struck the potato crop, the staple of the poor. For 6 years, famine ravaged the land. Over 1 million people died. Another million fled to America, Canada, Australia. British aid was slow, policies were cruel, exports of food continued while families starved, entire villages vanished, the Irish language declined, but songs, memories, and resistance survived. The famine wasn't just a tragedy. It was a turning point. It planted the seeds of revolution. 6. Rise of nationalism. By the late 1800s, the idea of Irish independence surged. Movements like the Gaelic revival brought back language and pride. Leaders like Charles Stewart Parnell fought for home rule in Parliament, but others believed freedom could not be voted for. It had to be taken. In 1916, on Easter Monday, a small group of rebels seized Dublin. They declared an Irish republic. The Easter Rising was crushed in a week. but the executions that followed lit a fire across the island. 7. War, partition, and civil war. By 1919, Ireland was at war with Britain, guerrilla tactics, ambushes, retaliations. In 1921, a treaty created the Irish Free State, independent but still under the Crown. Northern Ireland, with a Protestant majority, remained part of the UK. The island was split, but the treaty divided the revolutionaries too. Civil war broke out between former allies. Brother fought brother. The violence scarred a generation, but from the ashes a republic was born. 8. The Troubles. For decades, Ireland and Northern Ireland grew apart. In the north, Catholics faced discrimination in housing, jobs, and voting. Tensions exploded in the 1960s. The Troubles began. For 30 years, Northern Ireland saw bombings, shootings, and fear. The IRA fought for reunification. Loyalists fought to remain British. Thousands died. Peace seemed impossible, until it wasn't. In 1998, after years of talks, the Good Friday Agreement brought hope, power sharing, disarmament, a chance for peace. 9. Modern Ireland today. Ireland is two places and one people. The Republic is independent, modern, and growing. Northern Ireland remains in the UK, but shares open borders and deep ties. Old wounds linger. New challenges rise: Brexit, identity, unity. But Ireland moves forward. It's no longer the land of famine and fighting. It's a land of art, tech, music, sport. If this journey through time moved you, taught you, or challenged what you thought you knew, subscribe to History Tales. Leave a comment. Share your family's Irish story, and remember, the past lives on, not just in books but in hearts. This is History Tales, where history breathes. If this journey through Irish history moved you, help us keep the story alive. Like this video to support our channel and show the algorithm that history matters. Subscribe to History Tales for more epics from the past. Battles, legends, revolutions, and everything in between. Ring the bell so you're first to hear when a new tale rises from the ashes of time. But most importantly, join the conversation. In the comments, tell us, what's your connection to Ireland? Are your roots buried in its soil? Do you carry its songs, its stories, its spirit? What part of this tale stirred something in you? A moment, a name, a memory? Because history isn't just what happened. It's how we remember it. It's how we pass it on. It's the voices we keep alive and the ones we choose to listen to. This is History Tales, where history breathes and where your voice becomes part of the story.